was feeling a little nervous, so my today's companion, actually my companion for always, in happiness and in grief. Life is like a montage sequence in a film. A smile here, a heartbreak there, the rush of achievements, and the sting of failures. But we don't remember everything in detail. Only fragments joined together like frames of a film. Today, I'm going to tell you some of the sequences from my life. Sequence one, shot one, take one. Action. A phone notification buzzes on my table. I check my phone and my heart skips a beat. My film has been selected in a prestigious film festival. I rush to share the news, upload an Instagram story, call family, friends, and team members. Within minutes, everyone knows. I do not sleep that night because my mind is racing towards the screening and audience's reaction. Cut to the day of the screening. I enter the venue. My heart is pounding. In the lobby, there is a sea of people, filmmakers from different countries, critics, journalists, cinema lovers. And then I stop and see my poster proudly displayed on one of the walls along with other posters. In that moment, I feel I belong here. Now I'm standing right outside the screen, the auditorium where the screening is scheduled. And they've just told me there's going to be a Q&A session after the screening. So I take a deep breath, whisper a silent prayer, and enter the auditorium. And then I freeze. The auditorium is completely empty. Have you ever entered into a room and felt silence louder than any other sound? Rows and rows of empty and vacant chairs. Not a single person, of course, except me. I tell myself, audience walk in late sometimes. So I take a seat to calm my rising panic. And then I see a volunteer walks up to me and softly says, "Sir, should we play your film?" I was stumped. Should I or should I not? What is the point of screening your film in front of an empty auditorium? But I don't know how. With a smile, I said, "Yes, please." So the lights dim, and I see this projection light cutting through the darkness, illuminating the screen. I'm not a ch- I'm not there anymore. I'm a child, 7 years old, sitting in a small town single screen theater, mesmerized with this projection light. This was my aurora. For next few minutes, I see my childhood dream unfolding in front of my eyes. I forgot about the empty auditorium and the vacant chairs. And when the end credits roll, something unexpected happened. I hear clapping. So I turn around and see that a group of volunteers have gathered to motivate me. They were clapping and smiling at me. What a wonderful gesture. That day, I learned something profound, that the empty chair is not my enemy. It is not a void, it is not a symbol of rejection. It is my silent companion teaching me resilience, how to embrace solitude, and more than anything else, even if the world doesn't show up, I must still show up for myself. Sequence two, shot one, take one. Now, I'll take you further back in time. Imagine a grade 2 classroom. The teacher is absent and her empty chair is in front of us. Now, for second graders, this empty chair is not a void. It is pure joy, absolute freedom. It means a free period. I'm sorry, my dear teachers present here today, but for second graders, a free period is nothing less than a festival. Some of us was standing on the benches, some gossip, stationery flying all over. And then, as all happiness is short lived, the door creak opens and 40 heads turned towards the door. In walks our English teacher. But it was a music period. Maybe our music teacher is absent today. And we are sure that now she's going to open a book and make us read long passages or do some grammar exercises. So, disappointed, we take our seats. But something magical happens. Instead of opening up a book, she starts humming a Hindi film song, मैं कोई ऐसा गीत गाऊं, from the film Yes Boss. Now imagine this, an English teacher in a crisp sari, hair tied neatly, singing a Shah Rukh Khan song in front of 40 astonished children. We were stunned. And then she stops. Does anyone or would anyone like to sing? 40 pairs of eyes looking at each other, absolute silence. And then one small hand goes up in the air. Mine. She raises her eyebrows. Do you know the song? Yes, ma'am, I know the whole song. Then sing. So a 7-year-old me stood up, cleared his throat, and sang the whole song to everybody's surprise. I still remember a couple of lines that are my absolute favorite. Hmm, या मैं करूं तुमसे बयां, या मैं करूं तुमसे बयां, कि राजा से रानी मिली थी कहाँ, कहानियों के नगर में तुम्हें लेके जाऊं अगर तुम कहो, मैं कोई ऐसा गीत गाऊं कि आरज़ू जगाऊं अगर तुम कहो. Something shifted in that room. Silence became smiles, and I was no longer just a student in the second row. I became a storyteller, and that became my origin story. Thanks to Ma'am Anna, something unlocked inside me that day. Today, a lot of my primary teachers are here. Ma'am Renu is here. She would remember. She would make me sing this song in the staff room in front of all the teachers. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, all my teachers. And scene 3, shot 1, take 1. After class 12th, I moved to Mumbai, the city of dreams, but not to pursue my filmmaking dreams, but to do chartered accountancy. I trained at Deloitte, the largest auditing firm in the world. It toughened me, and of course, it prepared me for life. I remember, and after a couple of attempts, I cleared CA, by the way. I remember the date where the results had come, 23rd January 2013. I went to inform my father. He was sitting in his office on his beloved chair. I said, Papa, I'm a CA. He was so happy, so happy. Oh, this is a proof that I am a CA, my convocation. He was so happy in that moment. I never seen him that happy for anything that I'd achieved. So I took my chance. I said, Papa, I want to do a filmmaking course, even if it's for 3 months, 6 months. I just want to do it. He immediately said yes. Now, I'm not even sure if he knew what he was agreeing to. He was so happy. But that yes changed the entire course of my life. I enrolled in Whistling Woods International, a film school in Mumbai in the heart of Film City. Whistling Woods was my Hogwarts. Why I say this? When I entered Whistling Woods, I didn't even know where to place a camera. Like if you tell me in a room, take a shot, I had no idea. Never made a film in my life. I was busy doing CA, and CA is not easy, by the way. But within 2 years, or I should say less than 2 years, I was shooting Kathakaar with Piyush Mishra, Mr. Piyush Mishra, legendary Piyush Mishra, as the leading man of my short film. It was like I was put into a portal, not knowing anything about filmmaking, and I came on the other side a filmmaker. I remember my first day on the sets of Kathakaar. I enter the set and I see this director's chair empty in front of a monitor. I didn't know what it means to sit on a director's chair. But anyway, the director, it was written here. So I sat on the chair and took my call. Roll sound, roll camera, and action. Mr. Piyush Mishra did his part. I say, cut. And immediately I went to him and said, Sir, would you like to see the monitor? Would you like to see the shot? And he said something very interesting, life changing for me as a filmmaker. He said, Why should I look at the monitor? You are the director. If it's good for you, it's good for me. It's good for me. If not, I'll give you another take. And in that moment, my first shot, I realized that what it truly means to sit on a director's chair. Kathakaar, thankfully for all of us involved, did really well. We were in papers, student Oscars semi-finalists, Filmfare nominee. It did really well for us, even an OTT release on Sony Live when it got released first time. And thanks to Kathakar, MTV launched me as one of the top 3 promising directors in the country on national television. Radhika Apte was my mentor during the process. Thank you. Life was moving beautifully like a dream montage sequence until the second act of my life began. In March 2021, my mother was diagnosed with meningioma, a benign brain tumor sitting right on top of her head, this big, and a blood clot, deep vein thrombosis. She was immediately hospitalized in Jaipur. Her surgery scheduled in a week's time. We all thought, my family thought, that this is the challenge at hand. But no, this was just the beginning of a much bigger war. We were hit by the second wave of COVID like a tsunami while we were in the hospital. All of us got infected, even my father, who had multiple comorbidities. Now, both my parents are admitted in a COVID ward. Let me tell you one thing, hospitals didn't look like hospitals during COVID. They looked like war camps. The only difference was this time we were fighting an invisible enemy. But we fought. We fought really hard for a month. But in May 2021, unfortunately, I lost my father. And we couldn't even mourn his passing away properly. Such was, like, it was a tragic time. It took my mother 2 more months to recover from COVID. She got operated in August 2021 for her tumor. Sitting outside an operation theater, again, let me tell you, time flows differently when you're outside an operation theater. An hour looks like a day. It was an open brain surgery. Recovery was slow and painful. But after spending months in Jaipur, we returned to Ajmer and I opened my father's office for the first time since he passed away. And there it was, his beloved chair, empty. For many days, I couldn't make myself sit on that chair. It was his chair, his essence, his duty. I didn't feel like sitting on that chair. And then the biggest question of my life arrived: duty versus dream. I chose duty. Running away was not an option. In Mumbai, many people advised me against it. Out of sight, out of mind, they said. But I didn't budge. It took me a year to adjust, to make sense of things, but finally, I took over, taking care of my mother and managing family affairs. During that time, I had no idea if I'll make another film or if I'll be able to work on a film set again. But just like in films, I receive a divine intervention, a phone call, a God's voice. Scene 5, shot 1, take 1. This call, oh, you are never truly alone. Yeah, the light. But this call was from my actor friend Namit Das, a true hero in real life as well. He said, Abhimanyu, you're so talented, you have no idea. Never ever think of not making film. And all I needed to hear was this, just this. So in next couple of days, I decided to approach Mayur School Ajmer, where everything began. for a filmmaking workshop. I thought that it'll be a great way to reconnect to filmmaking. I met Principal Sir, and within a couple of weeks, I was taking a filmmaking workshop right here at Mayur. And we made a small workshop film called Sagashi. And as they say, one thing leads to another. Sagashi led to Noor Mayur, and Noor Mayur led to Main Thansu Dur Nahi in 2023. And all those people who thought my filmmaking career was over, that I'd left Mumbai for good, was stumped. Because in 2024, I was honored by the government of India at Mumbai International Film Festival. And recently, I traveled to Georgia with my short film, The First Break, and we won an award there. Thank you. And more importantly, in next 12 days, I'm shooting my 5th film in last 3 years. And I know that when I'm going to walk on that film set, that when I'm going to take that director's chair again, and when I'm going to say, roll sound, roll camera, and action, the actors will perform, the camera will move, and the light will illuminate the entire set, and the universe will conspire with me to take that perfect shot. In that moment, I will know that I'm doing fine, that I am all right. Each one of us today, sitting here, there is an empty chair waiting. For all of us, there's an empty chair waiting. Sometimes of loss, sometimes of courage, sometimes of duty, and sometimes of endless possibilities. But what matters is that when this chair calls to you, when this chair calls to you, make it your own. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much.